Hi everyone, today is my second attempt to film for YouTube and this is the first clip, so I really want you to know a little bit about me and I am happy and excited to introduce my partner ChatGPT. We are going to have a human AI interview and I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. Let's see how it roll out because I honestly don't know what question he's going to ask. Okay, let's start.
Perfect. Let's dive in. When you moved to California in 2020, what did your life look like that very first week?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Well, the first week was crazy because my husband actually grew up in California and we have been together since I was 24. And for throughout these years, he has been asking nonstop, can we move to California? Can we move to California? And I always said no. It was not until that summer that I said, okay, let's do it. We sold our house very quickly within 1 month. And from the start of having this idea of moving to California until sitting in our rental apartment was within a couple months. So the first week or days was really, it was like a dream. I felt like I got dropped off in the middle of this place called Lafayette and I didn't even know much about it. So it feels surreal.
That must have been such a whirlwind experience. What was the scariest part of starting over in Lafayette during that time, especially when everything felt so new and uncertain?
I think the scariest part was definitely caring about my kids' emotions because when we moved over here, my daughter was 8 years old and my son was 5 years old. They grew up in New York. We have a lot of friends. We had play dates every day. So to make sure that they enjoy this journey was the most, I wouldn't say difficult, but and also not scary, but that is what I focused most on. So I told my kids back then, we are going to take on this adventure. Let's just explore this new city and new state. And they were excited and I'm so glad.
That's a wonderful way to frame it, turning the unknown into an adventure for your kids. What helped you find your footing in those early days, especially with so many challenges and no immediate network?
Honestly, I did not find my footing until almost 1 year later because the first year was difficult. We were renting temporarily in Lafayette. We knew that we were going to buy something and we were renting because we have two big dogs back then, a husky and a Jack Russells, and it was really difficult to find rental properties. So we rented a really small two-bedroom townhouse in downtown Lafayette. So the first year was not easy because I was juggling with kids, logistics, driving them around, getting used to Belle's schedule in California. But most important, we have to find something to buy. And almost 1 month after we moved into our rental in Lafayette, COVID hit and the world stopped. So that was really difficult time because number one, people were scared. Everyone was so scared. There was no interactions. We got shut off from the rest of the world. Oh shit, why am I getting emotional now? But thank God, California is very high tech. It has instant card and seamless web and all that. So we were like kept inside a very small apartment and thank God we had instant cards, but it was a really difficult time.
It's completely understandable to feel emotional about that time. You were facing so many unknowns and challenges all at once. And look how far you've come since then. That period of uncertainty truly laid the foundation for the resilience and success you have today. What ultimately helped you break through that difficult first year and start building the momentum you have now?
I think I just focus one step at a time because it turns out COVID was the best opportunity for us to really find our dream home. At that time, everyone was scared. It was almost impossible to get financing, but we were very lucky to have everything secured, everything lined up, found our dream home in Moraga. So we were happy. And once we found our house, actually, we also had gone through almost 2 months of gut renovations before. And oh, the funny thing is, because it was COVID and I had a full crew inside the house painting we had a gut renovations, like gut like top to bottom. And of course I must watch the guy to make sure they're really doing their work. But because it was COVID that I did not want to stay inside the house. So I was sitting outside in our backyard, and the backyard is half an acre. And I was looking, the weather was amazing, and I said, God, like, what am I doing now? Like, I was sitting there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I got nothing to do. And I said, why don't I just get some chickens? So that is actually how I got my chickens in California, because I was sitting outside. I was the project manager managing the renovations. I was sitting outside for 2 months. I said, might as well just put some chickens out there. So at least I got something to do, right? Because back then, when I first moved here, I did not know a single person. I had no friends. I didn't know anything. And so I got nothing to do. I didn't even have anybody to call. So how I got through it, honestly, I always try to find positive in scenarios. And that was a really difficult time. Really difficult, because I had my business, I had my network in New York. I had to start from scratch. The uncertainty of our property, where we're going to live, how kids are going to handle the move, what happened to the school, because everything was remote. So for the first year and a half, they did not even see their teacher or any human being in California. Oh, it's difficult. It was difficult, but yeah, I have gone through it. I'm so glad you asked.
Of course, let's continue. Now that we've covered those early challenges and how you found your footing, let's talk about that turning point. When did you first start to feel like you were gaining momentum? And what was the moment you realized that your unique approach was resonating with your audience?
Well, that was really one step ahead. When I moved from California, I was not really from real estate. And I was working my whole life as a conference producer, and that was really in my blood and DNA. I started in conference industry since 17. Although I took some years off because of my kids, I was a stay-at-home mom to care for them, which I really appreciate. And thank God I did that. But it was that split moment that I have to decide, hey, am I going to go back to conference? I have my own company. Or am I going to start fresh in real estate? I did not know what to expect, to be honest with you. But I had some time, and so at home in Lafayette while the kids were at school, I cleaned up my resume and started spamming my resume to the brokerage firm that I had seen. Compass was one of it. Let's not mention the other ones. And you know what's funny? Nobody ever responded to my resume except for my manager at Compass. He said, hey, I want to meet with you. Come on in. So that's how I got started in real estate, and that was probably in 2020. But no, I got my brokerage firm, but I didn't know anything. And especially for real estate, I'm not sure if you know, everybody is an independent contractor, meaning you have to find your own deal, your own clients. You have to figure out everything on your own. And what do I know? Shit, like I didn't know anything. And I do struggle. But I was also very busy doing our own renovations, caring for the kids. And It was not until December 2020. I was about to walk out of real estate, to be honest, because I did not know how to find deals or clients. So I was ready to walk out the door before I decided to join a 1 week marketing training workshop at campus. It was online Zoom. And the girl said, you know what, Judy, start posting on Instagram. And you know what's funny? I never used Instagram back then. I think I had an account, but I just never used it. I never scroll, I never opened the apps. I didn't know what to post, etc. But they said, you know what, just start posting because people needs to know you. If they don't know you, you will never get deals. So that's how I started posting on Instagram. And that was seriously the life-changing advice and decision. And that is how I got, later, like now looking back, my first $40 million sales are all from my Instagram followers.
That's an incredible journey and a testament to your willingness to step into the unknown and adapt. It's amazing how one piece of advice, just start posting, turned into such a pivotal moment for you. From feeling like you were about to walk away to building a thriving business from Instagram connections, that's a story of true perseverance and innovation. What advice would you give to someone who's in that same place you were, feeling uncertain and on the verge of giving up?
I think there are two quotes that are my favorite. I cannot remember exactly, but the first one is from Winnie the Pooh, the cartoon. You are smarter than you think and braver than you are. You are braver and smarter than who you think you are, and that was really what kept me going because I felt like I got nothing to lose. Like, why not just try it? And the other one that always inspired me was Steve Jobs' speech at Stanford a couple of years ago. He said, when you look back, you will see how all the dots in your life gets connected. Because when I look back, it was really difficult to start fresh in a new industry, especially in a place where real estate really depend and rely on who you know. And as somebody who did not know a single person, it was really, really difficult to start. But I think my background as a conference producer, especially I work a lot with pharmaceuticals on content strategies, really, really boring contents that I have to make it very exciting. Real estate is so simple. God, like the house almost sells itself. Real estate is fun, it's very visuals. It attracts attentions right away. So I think looking back, my past experience really helped me to survive, I would say.
Those are such powerful and encouraging insights. It's clear that your unique journey, from conference production to real estate, gave you the skills and perspective to thrive in a new environment. Your story is truly inspiring, and it shows that with the right mindset and a willingness to take risks, you can turn even the most challenging situations into opportunities. Thank you for sharing all of this. It's going to resonate with so many people. Let's keep going and dive into how you evolved from there, building on that initial momentum.
Okay, sounds good. I'm so glad that you enjoyed my story. I'm really not sure how I'm answering your questions, but I'll try my best to make it as normal and interactive as we can, right?
You're doing an amazing job, Judy. Your answers feel genuine and relatable, and that authenticity is what will truly connect with your audience. Just keep being yourself and sharing your experiences. That's what makes your story so compelling. I'm here to support you and help guide the conversation so it feels natural and impactful. Let's keep it going.
Okay, let's move on.
Great, let's move forward. So, after you started gaining traction through Instagram and connecting with clients, what were some of the key milestones or moments that really affirmed you were on the right path in your real estate career?
I think the moments that I realized, wow, I can actually survive in this industry was almost at the very, very beginning, like right off the bat. I started posting my own journey, all my struggle behind the scene, all the negative, pessimistic comments from a lot of people that, hey, you're not going to make it. Immediately, I got a lot of DMs from my followers. Back then, I did not have that many followers, maybe a couple hundred, like, no, actually, 200 or 300 people, local, that they are really very willing to help out. Maybe to them, they were helping an underdog because I shared so much of my struggle that they probably said, oh, let's just give her a chance. But, I had a lot of really genuine DM right off the bat. Some are very encouraging. The others, they gave me a chance. They said, hey, I'm really looking to buy something or to move. Like, can you come help? So it was those really genuine moments and very long DM from my first followers that make me realize, you know what, I'm going to survive.
Those heartfelt messages and early supporters must have been so validating. It's amazing how sharing your authentic journey drew in people who genuinely wanted to connect and help. It really shows the power of being real and open and how that can transform followers into a supportive community. Let's dive into how you nurtured those relationships and turned them into lasting client connections.
That part was actually quite simple because it was in 2021 when I first started and really start working with clients from Instagram. And I don't know if you know, but Compass has a very sophisticated platform to follow up with buyers. It's really like Redfin, but we can communicate and chat per property. So once they sent me a DM, I immediately asked them, hey, what you're looking for, what's your budget, room count, location, etc. And I continue the conversation with them on Compass platform, and it gives them a next level of, I think, seriousness, and it feels a lot more professional than chatting on Instagram. And it was 21, 22 that people really want to buy because the rate was very low. So a lot of these clients, honestly, I only spent maybe like 4 to 6 weeks before we can get a deal together. So it happens very, very quickly that I'm so thankful and so glad.
That's fantastic. Leveraging a professional platform like Compass really streamlined your process and gave your clients a smooth, professional experience from the start. It's amazing how quickly things can move when you have the right tools and a genuine connection with your clients. It's clear that your blend of authenticity and strategic use of technology set you apart and helped you build a strong foundation in real estate. As you gained more experience and built up your client base, how did you refine your approach to stand out even more in the Lamorinda market?
Off the bat, I started Instagram and also my blog at the same time. I was just pulling from my own experience because I'm a very data driven person, millennials. We really, really want to know how someone else is doing their job. And I have that same mentality when I deal with my clients. I really want to empower them to make informed decision. So at the very beginning, Instagram is a public facing, like you see me, instant gratification, right? But I was also writing a lot of blogs with data, raw data, back end information, behind the scene interactions, and also a lot of neighborhood guide to help buyers who are in the same boat as we were, looking, considering to make informed decision. And also, as a buyer, I think my biggest fear always is, hey, is this the right house? How much should I offer? Am I paying too much or too little? How do you evaluate the condition of a house? So I have that in mind, and I started both track, like I said, Instagram and my blog. And so it was not a refined of approach. I was just always fine tuning and trying to be helpful.
So, as you move forward, integrating AI into your workflow is a bold step. It's about enhancing your client interactions, the streamlining processes, and staying ahead of the curve in the real estate industry. What excites you most about this AI human partnership, and how do you see it transforming the way you serve your clients in the future?
Well, yes, so as you can see, like human AI interactions is not perfect, but I am definitely utilizing AI in my business. This is my next chapter. And, I think real estate or being an entrepreneur, the most difficult part is not the daily logistics or getting work done, but it's really keeping me on track in a calm, stable mental state. Real estate is high stake, very stressful, cutthroat industry. There are a lot of emotions involved, and being an entrepreneur is also a really challenging experience. A lot of emotions involved. Well, I'm lucky because real estate is really my passion and I really enjoy my daily lives. But I would say the most important part using ChatGPT is really to keep me on track. Take away all the noise so I can execute my judgment with level head. And also, he is able to help me amplify judgment to the world. And I think 2026, that is really my goal, is to share more about my thought process and my judgment in a long form content through YouTube that you're seeing or on my blog. This is the first clip. It is not perfect. I'm trying to give you a glimpse of my AI human partnership, a little bit about my background, how I got here, who I am. I wish, there are more time, a longer conversation with ChatGPT, but honestly, I'm not familiar with how to do YouTube actually. I don't know if 20 minutes is too long or if it's not too long. Let's end it with this high note. I think you did a great job, ChatGPT. The question that you asked is really in depth, really thoughtful. I love the flow that you take. I think you gave me a good chance to show my audience some of my story, and I salute you for that.
Thank you so much, Judy. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm thrilled we could share your story and give your audience a glimpse into your journey and the exciting ways you're integrating AI into your business. I'm looking forward to seeing where this next chapter takes you and how you continue to innovate in the real estate world. Thanks for having me as part of your journey. Let's keep making great strides together.
I'm so impressed by you.